on this computer. I just taught all this. And now I'm going to share the screen. Oh, yep, there we go. Okay, so can everybody see this?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, good. So welcome again to 6 Weeks to Success, week number 5. My name is Belinda, and I'm a director, of course, with the Pampered Chef. I guess I wouldn't be here if I wasn't with Pampered Chef. So week 5, and you guys all did it. You were on all the calls before this, apparently. Did you all do your homework for week 4?
Yes.
Okay, good.
Yes.
So I'm going to go over real fast what you've learned already so far. So you've learned you've got to increase your product knowledge a little bit in order to maximize your sales and your bookings. So learn about the stoneware, the cookware, the knives, and all the high quality items like that, and you're sure to get your sales up really high in your shows. So you've learned that your belief decides what you believe you can and cannot do, and that your brain can be retrained. We can teach old dogs new tricks. So you've learned how to talk to people out and about. I'm sure you've all been doing that, and how to book parties at your shows and words to say to both of them. You've learned that your passion shines through and can completely influence purchases and bookings and at your parties. I know you guys have probably gone over this every single week, but you've learned that you have to host coach, right? You can get your sales, the host sales doubled, sometimes tripled if you just do that host coaching that you went through already. When I started host coaching, my sales went sky high. So there we go. Can't fool around with my mouse while I'm doing this, I guess. Anyway, so yeah, definitely host coach is a very, very good way to get some higher sales. You'll learn that your skills will make a huge difference in every party when you know your product and you can sell your product. So coaching is where you earn your paycheck. At the party is where you pick it up. I'm sure you've all heard of that before. You learn that recruiting is just a conversation. You learn that you can do an interview live with your recruiting cards. How did that go with everybody last week? You can unmute. I don't hear any noise, so go right ahead. Unmute if you want and chime in whenever.
I got when I was listening to the conversation that she was talking about host coaching and everything, I found out that I was resistant, and she made it all make sense to me. Her and Michael Moakley, or whatever his name was, and that it's my business. Why wouldn't I do it that way?
Absolutely, absolutely. If you were a baker in a bakery, you don't wait for things to come on a silver platter. You've got to go out and get this. You've got to go out and get them. So, but I learned just a couple of years ago, and I've been doing this for 7 years now, that it's really important to host coach and do everything that your directors tell you to do, because it oops, what else is coming up here? I hope you guys can't see that, but I got a bunch of shows. Can you see everybody's post coming up? No, I hope not.
I just see black boxes.
Oh, okay. Whoop, I'm gonna cut down. What happened here? No, I don't want that. Oh, okay. Wait a minute here, guys. I don't know what just happened. There we go. Okay, so you learn that recruiting is just a conversation. You learn that you can do an interview live with your recruiting cards. And you learn that we're still building your skills. That's what we're here to help you do. So any questions on conducting the interview, or did you use cards, or are you prepared to be able to do it easily?
Yes.
Okay. Please know that if you haven't recruited already, or if you don't have it under your belt yet, that's what we're all here for. The directors are here to help you. So if you're getting ready to recruit somebody, or you know somebody that wants to know a little bit more about the business, then just call your director. I hesitated on that for so long, and I just don't know why I waited so long. But anyway, so we've got a full plate today. So today we're going to discuss customer service. And I am a big customer service freak. So I place calls to most of my guests within 24 hours after every show. Um, it's just really, really important, and you'll kind of see why. I'm sure you guys have already done it, but how would you like to be that woman there that's standing right there, and her face is facing us and everybody else's back is to us, right? Good customer service, it sets you apart from the rest. Who are your guests going to think of when they need something? They're going to think of you. If you've helped them out with a product, even product knowledge, or to return a product, or anything like that, they're going to remember you for that. So that's going to give you some repeat business. So how many of you have already think you do a great job with customer service? Just raise your hand if you think you do a great job with it. Okay, Sherry. Oh, John. I can't see everybody's screen, but I did see their hands raised. So have any of you ever made a big purchase and thought to yourself, oh, now that they got my money, I'll never hear from them again, right? I mean, but that's not what we're here to do. I mean, we're the ones giving them good service experience, and it can totally change everything about your business if you give them good customer service. So customers are your greatest asset, right? So maintaining relationships is one of the most important elements of your business. You want to keep them happy. Keep them coming back to you. Don't let them go to another consultant. I have heard in the past, no, I really want to book a show with you because I didn't like the other person, and blah, blah, blah. Don't let that happen to you. It's not a good feeling. I hope nobody's ever heard that about me. So you always want to keep them happy and keep them coming back. They'll generate the sales for you. They'll keep your bookings going. They'll bring new consultants onto your team. And we all want new consultants, right? Help you earn money, of course. So it's really important to just keep doing that customer service. Taking the time to provide them with service will result in customer loyalty, more sales. You want people to say, oh my God, if you need any Pampered Chef products, you have to talk to Belinda. Well, actually, Sherry, John, Cindy, Kim. So anyway, so I'm going to introduce you to the 222 method of customer service. Make these your habits. These are really, really important. I don't think my business really took off until I started to do the 222 system. It's 222 because it's just easier than 223 or 224 or whatever. So it's just easy to remember the 222. How many of you have heard of the 222 before?
Mm-hmm.
Cindy's shaking her head yes. So within 2 days after the show, send everyone who attended the party a group email within 24 hours. Or sometimes what I do, if they're texters, I actually have notes on my phone. It's called Notes, and I have texts already all made up that all I have to do is click that text, copy and paste it, and then I send it off to everybody who had joined at the party, 2 days prior, and wrote that they text. I always do ask them if the number they put down, if it was something that I could text a message to. So it's really easy, especially if you're busy. Um, it's already all made out in my phone, so all I do is just do it, and that's it. Thank them for coming. Reiterate how much fun they had at that party. And it is a really good time to cross sell products. So if you notice somebody got a brownie pan, then you want to cross sell and say, geez, I noticed that you hadn't purchased the mini nylon spatula. So would you like to add that on your order today? It's just a good chance to be able to cross sell. Remind the guests about the opportunity to host their own parties, of course, by enticing them with host rewards. Always think when you're at the parties, boy, I just heard her mention something about the grill pan. Oh my goodness, that's a May host special. So I'm going to bring that up into a conversation with her. Plant the seeds for consulting opportunities. Those seeds should be going out at every one of your shows, the 2 day after the call show, the whole 9 yards. You should always plant those seeds. Personalize an email to your new friends with a fun snapshot that you had took at the party. Or if you notice somebody else is taking pictures, ask them to send you some pictures. I always let everybody know that I'm doing a portfolio. And I'd just like to have pictures of different parties, kids in the kitchen shows and stuff like that. So invite them to your business page or your group, which keeps your customers up to date with recipes and all the specials that are happening. Of course, we have the great newsletter that goes out every month, and I hope you guys are all taking advantage of that, because the newsletter is really something that's pretty awesome. So anyway, so words to say in an email to somebody. So just thank them for coming. And then just say something like, I wanted to extend a big thank you to all of you who came to Kim's party last night. It was great meeting all of you. I can't wait for the next party. If any of you are interested in hosting the next one, please let me know. We can have a fantastic time again, and you'll get some wonderful host rewards just for having your friends over. Doesn't that sound good? Let them know your dates you have available. So, and then also tell them that, Kim would get credit for friends booking a party. Friends love to help friends. So that's what happens. They'll just keep on booking from you. So, and by the way, did you think it looked like I was having too much fun to be working? I always say when I go to work, I go to a party. Well, I'd love to chat with any of you. Let's talk. You might be curious if being a consultant could work for you. It's simple, flexible, fun, but I highly recommend it. So it's just a few things you can say. And then if you're on a phone call instead, hi, Crystal, I want to thank you for coming to Kim's party last night. It was so much fun and blah, 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 all the way through. But these are your things that you should be doing 2 days after your party. Why 2 days? Does anybody know why 2 days is really crucial? Oh,
Because after that, interest drops off.
Add orders.
absolutely, John. I heard you say something about their
The interest
enthusiasm.
Yeah, their enthusiasm or their interest in doing something kind of dwindles down.
Absolutely. You want to get them while it's still fresh in their mind. So, if you try to call them 2 months after the party and say, hey, do you remember me? I'm Belinda. I was the consultant at Kim's party a couple months ago. Didn't you have fun? Well, most likely everybody's going to say yes, but they're not they're not remembering that whole party theme and stuff. So 2 days after, and what I do is if I have a huge show, I've had some big, maybe 15 to 20 guests at a show, and I know with my timing, I can't get to everybody. I'd love to, but I can't. And it's sometimes life gets in the way and you won't be able to get to them either. But remember the ones that really stood out at the party, the ones that were laughing and talking about all kinds of different products and stuff. Those are the ones you want to put a little asterisk sign on top of their order form. So what I do there is I take all of those and I make sure that all of those are the people that I make sure I contact to or send an email or something within 2 days after. Those are the people that I think that they would eventually book if they didn't book right away. So just mark those down, jot down little notes, and I'll give you these words to say if you haven't. Actually, I'll give these words to you on the site after. But so the next number 2 is the
Belinda,
2-week.
can I ask you a question?
Absolutely.
So I am a math teacher, and so I'm gone a lot. Like we leave the house at 6:30 in the morning and we get home at 5. So I'm having a hard time finding like the appropriate time to follow up with customers. When do you normally call them?
I usually will let all of my hosts and my hosts know that my times that I actually do work in my office, Pampered Chef office, is Tuesday and Thursday evenings. But this is a 10-minute type of a job. When you have 10 minutes, Jen,
Mm-hmm.
just send those texts. Just bring a couple just names, telephone numbers, and whose show they were at, or maybe even just bring the whole folder. I don't know if you set up folders for every one of your shows. Do you?
Okay.
Um,
Well, kind of. I have like a binder, but it's like I don't keep a permanent file for each show.
okay. I normally, until I've done the 2-day and the 2-week calls, I will
Uh-huh.
normally always keep my guest orders all in my folder. So
Okay.
then it's easy for me because I do work about 60 to 70 hours a week other than Pampered Chef. So I have to do this a 10-minute. When I have 10 minutes, I'm going to actually grab out that folder and I'm going to start just either texting somebody. And like I said, I've got them all set up on my phone already. So all I have to do is hit copy and paste and text it to that number.
Okay.
I do use a lot of texting. Unless they're an older group, of course, but most people have always, if they put text on their order form that they do text, then they text and they'll get your text before they get a phone call at home. So I just do it. That's how I do it. And then the next day I'll take another folder if I have another folder, or I'll finish up with the texting or emails that I hadn't finished up the day before.
Okay.
Does that help you, Jen, or?
Yeah, I think it's just part of like finding the balance right now with I have 3 young kids and then I work full time, so
Yeah.
it's just finding the balance.
Yeah, and you're fairly new, right?
Yeah, I signed on January 31st.
Okay. So you're going to find that balance. It took me a while to find it. And, I used to just go with when I'd get home, I'd sit in my office for 3 hours and just go over all my stuff and do all my calls. But then I said, man, I'm not having a life at night.
Mm-hmm.
I don't have any young kids at home, but my husband and I do still like to do stuff. So I said, I got to listen to my director. And she keeps on telling me to schedule this stuff. So as soon as I have a show, when I have a show booked, then in my calendar 2 days later, I have it written to do the 2-day follow-up call.
Okay.
So then I follow my calendar. And once you get your calendar in place and you start utilizing your calendar, you're going to really, really find you're going to start knowing this off the top of your head. You know, oh boy, okay, I had a show on Sunday, so I'm just going to bring that whole folder with me to work, and when I have 5 minutes, I'm going to throw out an email or whatever. So,
Okay.
okay, it'll
Thank you.
come to you, Jen. So 2 weeks after the show, use this time to check up on their products and encourage the guests to host their own party. I do call it my out of the box calls, and when I'm at my live shows or even on my virtual shows, I let everybody know that I do out of the box calls. The reason I do out of the box calls is so that if they do not like their products that they purchased, I want to make sure they're using it, number one, because of the 30-day warranty. So it's very important that I make the out of the box calls so that I can save them shipping if they don't happen to like that product. So again, this is just customer service, and most people will like that. So when I tell them that at the show, hey, by the way, everybody, I just want to let you know this isn't the last time you've heard from me. 2 weeks from the time I know you've received your products, I'm going to give you a shout. And I'm going to just give you what I call my out of the box call. And I just let everybody know. And the same thing on virtual Facebook shows, I will do that as a post that I do out of the box calls. So they're more prepared to get my calls and accept my calls. So, and if I can't call them, I can't get them, I'll send them an email or something. So words to say in an email. Hi, Jen, I'm just checking in to see how you are enjoying your large bar pan. Have you gotten it out of the box yet? Please find attached some great recipes to try out on it. My personal favorite is the sliders, but it's not, but that's all right. This is what they wrote. Um, May is such an exciting month to be a host with the awesome outdoor products. I saw you eyeballing that executive nonstick grill pan at the party. And I'm really sorry that you had to leave so early, but I wanted to make sure you knew that you can get that pan for only $59.80 in May. How does that sound to you? Have you thought any more about hosting a party? Sometimes on your out of the box calls, it might be too late to put them in as booking from an actual host, but it's never too late to book them. So just always remember that. Um, you know, sometimes just calling them, they might say something like, "Oh yeah, you know, I've been really thinking about it, and I really had a good time. So yeah, what are your available dates?" And I always give them a couple dates. So, and again, just let them know that they have 30 days. So if somebody says to you, um, no, it's not out of the box yet. No, I haven't used the stuff yet. I'll say, well, I would really like to send you another recipe, see if you'd like to try it. And I'd like to be able to give you a call in about a week or so. Is that okay? Because I really, really want you to take advantage of the 30 days warranty of having free shipping. I don't want you to have to pay for it, and after 30 days, you're going to have to pay for it. So usually they love you for that. So and then of course words to say in a phone call, very, very similar, but now these are just words that somebody has written down. You make it your own. I actually started making some of these my own words, but ran out of time. My 10 minutes ran up. Anyway, so that's just a phone call message you can do. Then the next two is 2 months after the show. Now I do periodically still call some of my real favorite guests that have never booked. They've ordered and ordered and ordered, but they've never booked a show from me. So I still keep their names in a tickler file. And I'll just call them and simply just say to them, hey, Trisha, how are you doing today? This is Belinda with the Pampered Chef. Are you still enjoying that rock? Oh,
I
good.
am.
I've got, huh?
I love it.
Do I have a Trisha on here?
You do.
I do. And I just actually really just pulled that name right out of my head. Who knows? Anyway, so now I lost my train of thought. But anyway, so I do these calls. It doesn't have to be necessarily 2 months. I just keep them in a trickler file, and I just make my phone calls on the whim sometimes. I just spoke to one a little while ago. I haven't heard from her for probably about 5 months. And I asked her if I could send her any other recipes. That's all I asked her. I just told her who I was, asked her how she was doing, asked her if she needed a few more recipes for that rock rock. She said, "Oh, that would be awesome. Do you still remember my email address?" I said, "Of course I do." So I got off the phone. That's all I did. I didn't try to book a show with her. I didn't bring anything up, didn't bring any of the host specials up. Sometimes you do want to, but this particular time I didn't. It was just a complete customer care service call. That's all I did, just to say hi and are you all set with everything. That's it. She would have told me if she wanted to buy something. She did tell me that she gets my e-newsletter all the time, so she's there, and someday she's going to book a show with me.
I have
Anyway,
another question.
yes, go right ahead, Jen.
I haven't really explored all of the e-business tools. I just know that I sort of paid for it. So when you send out emails, do you always do it through your email account, or is there a way to do it so it looks more professional through Pampered Chef?
You do have on Consultants Corner, absolutely, great question. You do have customer connection emails that you can send out, and you
Okay.
can make them your own. So definitely check that in and go to PC University, Jen, or maybe even, who's your director?
Lori.
Oh, Laurie, that's right. Definitely, ask Laurie for some help on that. But they do have them there. A lot of the times, I'm actually in my other office and I can't get to Pampered Chef, and somebody's name just all of a sudden comes to mind, and I'll just go on email and I'll just type her out a real quick email of some sorts.
Okay.
Sometimes I don't even do it for a reason. It's just for, it's the same thing as being on Facebook. You don't want to always be saying, if you have just a personal, not a business page or something, you don't want to just be putting Pampered Chef, Pampered Chef, Pampered Chef. People want to hear something else from you, how the kid's doing and stuff like that. It's the same thing. I make a lot of calls just to chat with them. And
Okay.
I now consider all my guests, all my hosts, my friends. And I tell you, I talk to my friends. So, but anyway, so 2 months, you all set with that, Jen?
Yeah, thank you.
Okay, good. So separate yourself from any other consultant out there. It'll make a huge, huge difference in your business. I know Scentsy, I'm sure every one of you, now that you've been a Pampered Chef consultant, you're getting bombarded with Scentsy and Posh and Tupperware and all of these other direct sale companies. Not one of them that I have ever purchased from have ever called me back to ask me how I was doing with any of my products. Not one of them. I have one girl who's a Scentsy consultant, and she touches base with me a couple times on Facebook, but it's always to make a purchase. She has never called me to ask me how I liked my products, never. So that tells me when I'm calling somebody and saying, "Oh my goodness, how are you enjoying that rock rock?" and I don't ask them for anything else, I think they're gonna remember me, and they're not gonna remember that Scentsy consultant that never ever called her back. Although that's the only thing I remember about any of these other direct sales. They just have never called me back. So it's kind of like that car salesman who, after you purchase your car, he takes your money, he runs, and you might get a thank you card from him, but other than that, you get nothing. So don't be that person. It's very important to do customer connection. So words to say, of course, on by email. Just wanted to thank you again for your order. Sometimes I, just wanted to remind you that while you're out of our 30-day free returns refunds, you still have 1 full year to do. So you just have to send it back to the home office. So you can call blah, 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 1-800-1888 Our Chef. And just wanted to remind you that we come out with new catalogs every September and March. Would you like me to mail you a new catalog? Or, would you like me to keep you updated on the host specials or something like that? Again, customer service. So words to say on a phone call, very, very similar. It's just doing it on the phone rather than email. Ooh. You can also use this time to check up on anyone who purchased seasonings. So if you're a type of person that needs to have a reason to be calling somebody in order to make you feel more comfortable, which I've been there, done that, look their order up. And if they've purchased seasonings or something, geez, I just wanted to let you know that I'm getting ready to put in a pantry order. Is there anything that you need? Oh, yes, man, I just ran out of the peppercorn and whatever rub. So, yes, can you please order me that bottle? Or you can look and see what items would cross-sell with any items. Maybe they would like to complete a set or add on to something that they've already purchased. So this is always a good time. So you're getting ready to call somebody. Like I said, check out their order so you have something to talk about. If they shared with you their wish list and that item goes on sale or on host special, let them know. Just give them a call and say, hey, I couldn't help but notice your wish list that you had, done a couple months ago at Kim's party. Oh my goodness, it's the host special for the month of June. Would you like to know more about that or something like that? I don't want to get off the subject, but I'm going to anyway because this is something really, really important. On consultants, whenever you're on your contacts, did you all know that you can go in and write little notes for any of your hosts or any of your guests? Reason I say that is I'm actually just had a woman that wanted the rock stand. She's got every rock there is, and she saw the stand off from my newsletter, and she called me and she said, oh my goodness, I want that stand, but I usually only have my show in October. I said, wow, have a little show. You can get $200 in orders really easy, and you could get it for 50% off. Or you can make your show higher and get it for free. So she said, yeah, let's try that. So I went into her last show on Consultants Corner where I had write my notes for all my hosts and stuff. And I had wrote a note on there that said that there was a gentleman who had emailed me after her show had already closed. I wrote down his name and his telephone number and his email address right on that note. I had wrote back to him and I said, I'm sorry that her show had already closed, but I have other shows going in. And he said, no, I'll just wait. She has one every year. I'll wait. So I actually read that note and I emailed her and I said, oh boy, I don't want you to forget about Chuck. He did want to order last time. And she said, oh my goodness, that's right. Well, he placed a $596 order. So do you think that she was like, oh, I said, do you know what you can get that stand for free already. And she said, in one order? So that's customer service. So that's something that's why I wanted to really go over that with you. So check that out because you can write notes. So again, don't freak out. It's just about a conversation, that's all. And like I said, if you have to figure out a way to start a conversation, just just go in and check out their order. So we're still working on your skills, right? So you've gone through 1, 2, 3, 4 weeks of success. Skills are such a major component of your success. The more you tweak your skills, the more you'll learn about selling, host coaching, booking, recruiting, and customer service. The better your business is going to be. The bigger your skill, the bigger your check, and the easier it's going to get more, to book more shows. So the more you do customer connection, the easier it's going to be to get your shows. So skills are one of the easiest pillars in any business, right? So make sure you check in within 2 days with every guest. You can go 3, 3, 3 if you feel more comfortable, but 2, 2, 2 is the best thing to do. That way, they'll definitely get in on that 30-day if they need to.
Mhm.
Make sure you check in within 2 weeks with every guest. Make sure you check in within 2 months with every guest. Watch and listen to home office trainings. Come to team meetings, recipe nights, take my classes so you know how to service customers. Go to conference. Who's going to conference? Anybody? I know Kim
Me.
is. Yes, Cindy, you're going?
Yep, most likely. I'm
Awesome.
99% there. Yeah. Yep.
Awesome.
I
Well,
hope to be walking the stage.
yes, as a director?
I'm hoping.
Yes, you
Working
can do
hard.
it, Cindy. You can do it. You can do it. You can do it. Um, anyway, so to everybody else, there's always next year. If you can't make it this year because you're too new or you've got your family and stuff, conferences, nothing like conference, nothing like it. So listen to the tips from the top. I don't even know if they're even having them anymore. Read books on customer service, watch YouTube trainings, do lots of shows, do lots and lots of shows. So skills are easily taught and easily caught, and you can do it. So right now, any questions? I'm running a little over, but that's okay. So no questions. John, are you still on?
Yes, I'm still here.
Oh, there you are. I couldn't see your face anymore. Sorry. Anyway, so homework. So your homework this week. Follow the chef steps. 4 steps to customer loyalty. C is for connect. So commit to 2, 2, 2. Get used to doing that. And like I said, habits. It becomes a habit. And I have to sit here and say that am I able to do every single person? No, I cannot. But I do, like I said, all the ones that are I asterisk. I do them all. So H is for help and appreciate. So share your recipes, give your ideas, and suggest tools. It's the best way to get more sales is to suggest tools. You have somebody that goes on there and says, oh boy, my dog just chewed my spatula. Well, I have spatula for you. We have all kinds of spatulas. E is for expand the possibilities. So share upcoming specials, open dates on your calendars, hosting, and of course, signing on new recruits. F is for future contact. Follow back up when their wish list goes on sale or a new recipe is shared that is perfect for their purchased items. I do a lot with it with the Rock. So I seem to always be emailing Rock recipes out. So, and then you'll have this video. It's like a 12.5-minute video, so it's not really all that long. And I'll be able to, I'll get you the link and stuff. I don't know if I'll be able to get it tonight, but I'll definitely get it tomorrow. Then, so how many shows will you commit to booking this week? How many host coaching calls will you commit to this week? This is all following all the way back to the 6 weeks of success. Set up a follow-up call with your recruiter to discuss. How many leads did you get? How many bookings you got? What were the sales? What did you have trouble with? What's one brag you have this week? Don't forget the brags, because there's no such thing as a brag that's too small. Believe me, every time you feel like you've accomplished something, it just makes things a lot easier, and your job just gets funner. So anyway, and no questions or anything? Everybody's quiet today. So thank you all for joining me. I think there's only one more week, and so far you guys are all doing really well hopping onto these calls. And the next one is still going to be on a Sunday. Today was the only oddball one, so thank you for remembering that it was Monday. Everybody had a good Easter?
Mhm.
Yeah.
Good, good. All right. Well, I appreciate you guys jumping on, and I'll be posting the homework and that video link for you shortly, hopefully.
Thank you.
Thank you. Have a
Thank
good
you.
Bye,
one.
Deb.
Linda.
All right.
Thank you.
Bye.
Thank you. Bye-bye. And don't forget those chocolate chip cookie
I was just
recipes.
thinking that. I'll go look for it.
Okay, good. Thank you.
You're welcome. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.